for this 5th of 6 heats. Paige Semenza in lane number 4, right now in a qualifying spot in 9th place overall, but only 5 points up on 11th. Carolyn Prevost is in 15th place, 156 total points. She is 17 back of a qualifying spot.
2 veterans of the sport on the outside looking in, and you think about athletes that have that experience. It's better to have that than not when you're trying to get back into the top 11.
Joined in the booth by the 5-time fittest man on earth and the man in charge of the HWPO crew, Matt Fraser. Matt, thanks so much for stopping by. How's this experience been for you so far?
Oh, it's been great. We got a great crew out here. Our athletes are happy, healthy, proud of their results, so we can't ask for much more.
Matt, we were talking yesterday about some of the things you've been working on with your athletes, and it's not just the weightlifting itself, but the technique, the things that you're really drilling into. And we saw, Hopper's 305. Hopper's 305.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Yeah, our whole crew, putting a really good focus on. Putting a really good focus on their Olympic weightlifting training. We really hammered it in the off season. Technique, and so Jason had performance of a lifetime PR, and so Amanda's in the next heat. We're excited to see what she'll do. I'm
very excited to see what she'll do. And Amanda, after that win this morning in semifinals, Linda, just great performances all around. But that 305, I mean, that looked like 225 for a 5-pound PR for Hopper.
Yep, 5-pound PR. Amanda said during Linda that she was like, I was waiting for it to get hard. She was like, I was expecting it to get hard on the deadlifts, the pulls, and she was like, it just never came. So she sped up as she went through. But yeah, she was really happy with it, and she was like, if I had someone next to me, I could have pushed.
Test number 4 here before we get into test number 5. The score to beat belongs to Danielle Perrin at 210 pounds. Your leaders on the floor right now. Lane 2 is Lexi Neely on the left side of your screen. And then in lane 8, Stephanie Grange. And also in lane 7, Callista Lang.
Matt, not to give any trade secrets away for your athletes that are coming up, but if you're approaching this test yourself, when you're looking at, okay, we've got to run into the load for test number 4, what pace are you really looking at as far as, is it really like pace on the assault runner, or are you going a bit more by feel on the first one?
I'm probably going a little bit more. I'm going to go by pace for the first 600 and then go by feel for the last 200. But this, if I'm doing this event, I'm holding way over my mile pace.
Okay.
Like, the difference in effort between hitting your mile pace and 20 seconds over your mile pace is a day and night difference. And with this, it's like you're going to gain 10 seconds. That's not enough for a whole extra attempt, anything like that. So it's coming in. I think the right move for most people is going to be plan on 3 attempts and then leave enough time for a Hail Mary at the end if it calls for it and you felt good. But yeah, first attempt, whatever you get sprayed with a garden hose still hit. Second attempt. So first attempt, 10 out of 10, you're making it every time. Second attempt should be about 80% make rate. And then the last one is like, all right, now I'm looking at the leaderboard, I'm looking at the weights other people have hit, and I'm jockeying around. And I'm gonna, base my attempt on what other people have done. And then, if you have 5 seconds at the end and you want to go for PR, throw it on.
Hey, why not?
Callista Lang and Stephanie Grange are the first 2 women to the barbell. Lang is going to open up at 165. Grange at 155 is good. Lexi Neely started at 145. Bottom part, left-hand part of your screen, that was good. And now all the women are off of the runner, and they have a little less than 2 minutes to go here. Paige Semenza misses her opening attempt at 170. In the back, Allison Ralph's 170 is good. And Shelby Neal, who was last off the runner, is going for 175.
Oh, wow.
That is good.
Matt, we see some athletes on the first lift. Obviously, you've got warm-up in the back. They've got some barbells in the back area, but still staging is going to take you a little bit out of your rhythm. The run's going to do its thing. But we've seen athletes actually improve from lift to lift, even as it's getting heavier. What is that attributed to?
Yeah, you know, the further you get away from the run, the more time you put between the run and your next lift. Hopefully your heart rate's coming down a little bit more. You know, once that first attempt is done, you know, the nerves calm down a little bit, and it's like, okay, I'm on the board. You know, I'm here. It feels like I expected it to feel. Now we can start getting into rhythm.
Say, what is that relief of just getting that first one on the board, and now we can start playing?
Oh, such a sigh of relief. You know, for me, it was just a weight off my heart. Like, okay, I didn't bomb out.
Well, Shelby Neal right now is our leader on the floor at 185 pounds. Lexi Neely is going to try to match her. Bottom left-hand part of your screen, that's 205. Looks like it.
185 for Lexi Neely and platform number 2. 30 seconds.
Trying to keep track of who's doing what here, as some of these placards are not correct.
Platform 4 is going for 190. Paige Smith looking at 190. Neal looking at 195. 190 is good for
Semenza just nailed 190.
Shelby Neal could not stand up 195. Prevo at 180 is good. Neely at 190.
2, 1, 5.
And Caitlin Sanders had 175 on. No one's going to beat the score to beat, which is 210 pounds from Danielle Perrin. So that will live into the final heat as we now have the 2-minute reset.
I tell you, the last 20, 30 seconds of test forward, it makes me just start sweating just uncontrollably.
Every finish has been frantic here in these heats, and Lexi Neely, you can see her at 185. And this was Shelby Neal at 195.
Probably closest miss of the day.
Just could not stand that up. Joined in the booth by the 5-time fittest man on earth, Matt Fraser. Really appreciate you taking the time to do this. I know you're here talking about GoWatt as well. You know, how does that help your athletes prepare for competition, not only during competition, but before?
Yeah, you know, every training session starts with the protocol. Every session ends with the protocol. So, you know, it's nice and simple. They plug in what they're doing for the day and get ready.
Yeah. What's been more nerve-wracking for you, being out there on the floor now watching all your athletes?
Oh, no. Being on the sidelines is way more nerve-wracking. You're completely powerless. So you just have the faith that, okay, what we've done over the last 6 months, I did my job, and now, all right, go have fun.
Your athletes are certainly doing very well here today. You know, what do you tell them now, going into the final day as they look to punch their tickets to the CrossFit Games?
Just keep fighting the way they have been. You know, I told Jason after event 1, I was like, I don't care where you finish. I genuinely don't. As long as you fight the way you did, and he's been fighting like a dog all weekend. So, you know, really excited to see what tomorrow brings for him.
Yeah, he's looked great. What do you think the biggest difference has been for him from last season to this one?
Between the years. You know, he and his wife moved up to Vermont, so, you know, we're in the gym with him every single day, working with him, and you know, he is showing so much improvement and so much smarter. You know, he's able to attack workouts now without us having to walk him through it. And he's really taking it on his own. You know, he really took it on his own on the snatches. You know, but yeah, it was great.
The top lift we saw in that prior test, both Paige Semenza and Allison Ralphs at 190 pounds. So we start test 5 as Carolyn Prevo. And Paige Semenza, the first 2 to the runners after the 8 snatches at 125 pounds. The top time still belongs to Sydney Wells, 309.58 seconds.
Matt, we see this 8-rep buy-in, and the question coming in is what's going to be the best strategy to set yourself up for success on this 800? But it seems like the field has kind of chosen the only path to get there.
I think if you were looking for athletes to debate if they should go unbroken or, you know, break them up, the weight had to be a little bit heavier. I think it's still great. It's a grip it and rip it. You still see some separation between athletes just in their cycle rate. And then the run, I don't know if there's too much spacing. Maybe the first 200, maybe the first 200, last 90 seconds.
Maybe not too fast, but after that, it's kind of a crapshoot.
But then after that, it's just like it's going to hurt no matter how you pace it. So it's just like, get your money's worth out of it, make yourself proud.
When you look at it, as the events unfold, and this back-to-back test of something for strength, something for speed or endurance, how do you like those combos we've seen a couple times coming out of the Boss's programming?
I love workouts that have a nice combination of everything. Like, we're not trying to see who the best weightlifter is, who's the best condition. We're trying to see who the fittest is. And so I love the workouts that have the heavy barbell, have the conditioning, and then, if there's gymnastics involved too, it's just a great mix of all three.
Shelby Deal on the left, Carolyn Prevost is on the right, along with Callista Lang. Prevost looking to get herself into the top 11, 15th place overall, coming into tests 4 and 5. Callista Lang right now in the lead, followed by Caitlin Sanders down in lane 1, and Carolyn Prevost in third place. You've got a judge's hand in the air in lane 1 for Caitlin Sanders. Bottom of your screen in the red pants. 309.58 seconds. That is your score to beat from Sydney Wells. Prevost and Lang have their judge's hand in the air. Neal's judge's hand is up, but Caitlin Sanders looking to be the first woman to finish here in Heat 5. And Sydney Wells will still have the time to beat. The next best time is 3:31.11 seconds. And it's going to be Callista Lang off ahead of Sanders. Lang is in. Here is Sanders. Callista Lang, 3:29.36 seconds. That will now be the second best time. Here comes Carolyn Prevost across. Shelby Neal is done. Now Paige Semenza. Jessica Schwartz has finished. And Lexi Neely. Now down to lane 9, that's Annika Greer coming in.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for all your athletes.
Callista Lang edging out. Caitlin Sanders there. So let's go back to that crazy finish in test 4.
Man, just right at the buzzer across the board, 190, 195. Neal at the bottom right, just missing it at the end. And some big lifts at the buzzer. Closing out test number 4, but Callista Lang able to hold off Sanders at the end, get her a heat win for test number 5.
Now Callista Lang looking to work her way up the overall standings, comes in 33rd place overall, dropped from 13th.
God, 3:190
after event 3.
Jeez.
2:10 still the top mark to beat. And now Callista Lang wins her heat, and she will have the second best time behind Sydney Wells. Matt, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. We'll let you get back to your coaching duties. Always a pleasure.